Hey everyone, back again with another video to help you out. This time I'm showing you how to take the steering wheel airbag out of a 2024 Toyota RAV4. This is being pulled from the junkyard for a customer who needs it. And before you begin any kind of work on airbag stuff, always make sure to disconnect the negative terminal on your battery. Leave it sit for 10 or 15 minutes, get any kind of excess charge out of the system before you begin. If the airbag hasn't gone off yet, it can still go off even with the battery disconnected. Just so keep that in mind. The only tool I used to remove the airbag was a flathead screwdriver. This is a pretty thin one as well. If you have more specialty tools or whatever, you'd be better with those probably, but for my purpose in the junkyard, that's all I've got is this flathead screwdriver. So to release the airbag, you'll need to use the holes mounted in or positioned on the side of the steering wheel. Now I've already got this out to save time and to show you what to poke at, because it did take me a little while to get the right spot. So if you're coming in from the left side of the steering wheel, in here you've got this wire spring that you're trying to put pressure on in order to release the airbag. As you can see, if you don't have the angle right, you'll miss it and you'll sit and struggle with it for forever. But when you find it and you can press it sideways, the spring pressure on the back of the airbag will release it. So there's kind of your angle to look for in order to press on this. Oftentimes you see a hole like what's in the side of the airbag or in the side of the steering wheel, and you want to come in sideways, like straight on, and there's no way to do that. You have to come in at an angle from the bottom up and feel around in here. It is, again, rather difficult to pull off, but there's to release this side. Now you may need to actually pull out on the airbag as you're pushing that spring over. Sometimes you only get just enough in order to release it, but it doesn't have enough spring pressure to release it forward, so you have to assist it. Be careful not to accidentally push back in on this side while you're working on this side. I've had that happen before. But when you have that side done, you've got this hole on the inside. And again, you're coming at it at a different angle, but the principle is still the same. Move that spring clip over and then pull out on the top of the airbag. And there's the angle here for this side with the steering wheel upside down. So with those two sides done, you'll still need to release the clip on the bottom. Now up here you can see how that works. I have the steering wheel all the way down and all the way forward towards the seat, and then there's a single hole on the back side there. And depending on the size of your screwdriver, you may need a shorter one in order to reach in here. But this one's the most simple operation of the three. You just come in here and you press down like so with your screwdriver. So I'm picking up on the handle and it's pushing down on the tip of the screwdriver to release the final clip. Then when your airbag is out, you'll have these 3 plugs to remove. These 2 large ones color coded so you can't put them in the wrong spot. I don't think the designs are the same on the bottom anyway, but you'll need to release these orange tabs on top first, and then you can pry the plug out of the back of the airbag. Be careful if your airbag has gone off. Sometimes these will melt, and then you'll need to remove the steering wheel and replace the clock spring, which is mounted back here behind it. That's what these plugs plug into, is the clock spring. If these plugs are melted and it needs replaced. Also, if you're replacing the airbag itself, you'll need to likely replace the airbag control module, which is located down here underneath the center console. These are one-time use only modules in a lot of cases, and they can't be reset, so when the airbag has gone off, it needs to be replaced as well. So keep that in mind if you're replacing the airbag. Anyway, back to this. You have those 2 plugs removed. You'll have this ground strap, which mounts right here on this little terminal, and then you'll have this larger one right here. This one kind of took me a second. This plastic clip, it's just a keeper clip. It doesn't do anything intrinsic to the whole system. Just mounts over top of that stud, so you'll need to pull out on this little finger right there. You'll need to pry that finger this way, out here this way, in order to lift that up off of that stud on the underside of on the back side of the airbag. So that was more of a pain in the butt than getting these other 3 plugs out. So that's all there is to taking the airbag out of your 2024 Toyota RAV4. If this helped you out, drop a like down below, subscribe for more videos. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, leave those down below as well, and I'll help as best I can. Thanks for watching. See you next time.